live on, you guessed it, TikTok. No, I'm just kidding. YouTube. Yes. Excited for the last poll? Yeah, because we're totally, it just 2 more days, or I guess 1. Tomorrow is the last day. Totally. We're 100% reaching it, that date. Well, hey, we made some good progress. Yesterday, I quickly whipped up a RPG model. It took me like, I don't know, 3 hours, 2 hours, something like that. Whipped up a good old RPG model. Got the whole RPG set up and shit and whatnot and whatever. And it works. So that's cool, I guess. Yeah. I have one more task for the guns, which is just getting a proper fire sound for that one gun. And then that's it for that task. Yeah. Yeah. Am I finally releasing the game? Oh yeah, man. We're totally getting there. We're getting there. Tomorrow. Totally. Adam Mosen? I don't think I will. You know, I don't think I will. Yeah. Our biggest drag right now, I think, is the suit customization. What do you mean tomorrow? Your title says 1. It's technically 2 because it's the 6th. End of tomorrow, okay? Listen, end of tomorrow. Yeah. Do you know how countdowns work? No, I don't know what that is. Set the game price to $80 for the meme? Yeah, we just killed the game's sales. Listen, man, I'm so negative about all my games. I'd price my game at $5. But realistically, it's good to put it at just 15. Because then when we put it for 75% off sale in the future, I actually don't know how much that is. What is that? 15 times 0.25. Wait, there's no way. 75% off would make the game $4? I guess that makes sense, right? That's crazy. 75% off. 50% would be $7.50. I guess it makes sense, I suppose. Math sucks. Well, I'll set the game price to $80 when I release it on the Switch 2, which is never going to happen because ain't no fucking way am I porting this game to the Switch 2. Ain't no way. We should probably rework the Toronto boss fight to use the RPG. This is one of the big tasks. It's marked in orange. However, one of the other big tasks is working on sashimi, which I have not even started blocking out. I'm thinking I'm going to make this one really simple, just so we can just move forward. I'm thinking I'll do some sort of like, it's a Japanese estate, but I think I'll just do like a, I don't know, do something really simple. Something real simple. Yeah. I don't really want to make it a very open level. I kind of just want to make it a linear level. So I'm trying to think, how can I make this level very linear? Because I think linear is king for us. Yeah. Haven't owned a Nintendo since the Wii. That would probably technically be my last Nintendo console as well. think so. I don't really like. Don't get me wrong. I like Nintendo games, and I think the Switch is kind of cool because it's like a party game kind of thing, you know. But like, I don't care for it that much. You know what I mean? Like, I have a Steam Deck. I could probably hook that up to my TV, and we could figure out party games from there or something somehow. Um, yeah, yeah. Anyways, I gotta be honest, I want to go back to couch gaming. You say that and then you do it, and then you're probably like, wow, I really want to not. Honestly, I would say get a Steam Deck. The thing is sweet. It's sweet. It's powerful. If you don't really care too much for Nintendo games, but you like your Steam games, I think it's sick. You can also play Suit for Hire on the Steam Deck. In fact, I think we're Steam Deck verified or whatever they called it. Yep. We got that green check mark, baby. Ugh. Steam Deck seems sweet. Have it on portable games. I feel like couch gaming has kind of died off a little bit. Am I wrong in saying that couch gaming has kind of died off? I feel like mobile has taken over. The people are just playing on their phones and stuff. And I feel like PlayStation, Xbox has kind of slowly dwindled a little bit. I don't know if that's actually true. I could just be in an echo chamber. Who knows? All right. We need to figure out the next step of the puzzle. I think we should rework the Toronto boss to use the RPGs. We do need to do the third person mode stuff. Dude, I'm fucking. Oh, I do hate looking at it, so maybe I should work on it. Need a UI indicator to show when a lethal shot is being prepared and/or when a melee enemy is going for an attack. So the problem is in third person, you don't really know if an enemy is attacking you from behind. And I specifically made it so they can do that now. So I need we need some sort of like UI indicator that shows when an enemy's about to attack you. I'm trying to think of how I could potentially go about doing that. Maybe it's an actor that spawns itself when an enemy gets attack priority, and then they go in for an attack. Do you think it would work buying secondhand games for people who buy the Switch then regret it after a few weeks? Secondhand games from people who buy the Switch and then regret it after a few weeks. Couldn't they technically just return it? I guess it depends where they bought it from. I gotta fix that firing animation. That's gonna bug me so much, dude. Look. I gotta fix that someday. But let's see if we can figure out. Oh, wait, what? Curse to World Aim. Is this still being called? Curse to World Aim? Is that being called somewhere? And I wish I could just do a find all in blueprints and then find that, but I can't find it because it's within. I don't know why. Maybe I can. Let's see. Find Cursor World Aim. Is that the right? Did I spell that correctly? Aha. We still had it in the animation blueprint, apparently. Yo, Carado, how's it going? I wish the system cost $1,500 and the games were 15 apiece. You'd be paying so much more. You'd be paying so much more. Okay, so now we shouldn't get those errors anymore. All good except anything related to Unreal and Visual Studio. I see. So your day is going horribly. How about $80 games get split up into $15 DLCs? Ah, you mean The Sims? Except I'm pretty sure The Sims charges $30 for their DLCs. Ah, you want a washer dryer mechanic? Ah, how about $30? You're golden. What about you? I'm doing okay. We got a lot of work to do, and I'm going to be honest. I'm getting lazy. I'm getting real lazy. I'm getting real lazy. But at least we did the RPG. It's done. Actually, I'll just leave it there. Why not? Do you use Visual Studio or Writer? I use Writer. Hope y'all are well. Hey, likewise. Notepad? Psychopath energy. Coding with Notepad. No autocomplete. No, nothing. Just Notepad. Am I still doing the contract thing on the side? No, I actually, I'm kind of free for like the next week. So I still have like a week to work on this, even if we don't end up reaching the 6th. The 6th was just kind of like an internal date. Let's aim for like a date, you know, and it worked. We're at 14 out of 15 in terms of levels, you know. But I do think the character customization is going to take us quite a bit of time. This might take us like considerable amount of time. Yeah, I'm like free for a week because I don't have any assignments, I guess. They haven't assigned anything to me. On a little pause. There's ass. Okay. I'm thinking we do this next. Need a UI indicator to show when a lethal shot is being prepared and or when a melee enemy is going for an attack. Christmas ass music. Listen, man, it's Game Chops, okay? The Zelda and Chill mix. How about we listen to RuneScape, huh? Welcome to Prismatica's stream. You never saw this one coming. Next, before you know it, I'm going to start simulating the weather and life itself. I don't know how Prismatica does it, man. I don't know how he does it. Need a UI indicator. When at least shot's being prepared or when an immediate enemy is going for an attack. So I was thinking it could be like a God of War style thing. Like a 3D thing. That like shows you around you. Also, I have no clue how that RPG did not hit that guy. Yeah, take that. I don't know why this is happening. No clue why that's happening. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. Check Tommy Wright Lost Woods. Tommy Wright. Lost Woods. I'm going to assume this individual is not on Spotify. All right, we're not taking any music suggestions right now, though, but working on some boss fights for my game. Boss fights are difficult, man. I hope I never have to make one again, which I probably will have to. If I work on Ronin, I will have to work on boss fights. That's me dying. UI indicator when a lethal shot's being prepared. All right, well, let's just make a blueprint then. BP underscore lethal attack indicator. UI dash lethal attack dash indicator. Okay. Ideally, I'd want this to be a mesh to point in the direction of where we're attacking. For now, though, I'll just do a static mesh. And then we'll just do an arrow. Hold on, all your blueprints are in a single folder? Madman? No, this is all just the core stuff, but a lot of it is. Here's the weapons. Here's notifies. We got checkpoint stuff in here, character customization stuff in here, achievement stuff in here. Enemies. Yeah, they're not really in one folder. However, there is a lot in here, I will say. A lot kind of disorganized. This is technically was just supposed to be like the main things, like our player character, player controller, that kind of stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of shit in here. A lot of stuff in here. Time to clean up the project. It's a little late for that. Do I just remember everything is and how files are named? Some of it, I just use the search bar for the other things. That's insanity. It's not so bad. It ain't so bad. I just control P to quick search. See, I found this button way back. And I just never remembered the hotkey. That is such a good hotkey because it immediately like becomes it immediately focuses the search bar. Whatever, man. I'm just not gonna remember that hotkey. I'm not gonna remember it. What is Control P? What does P stand for? Why P? Why P? U. Why PU? Why P question mark? P for project is delayed till tomorrow. Man, project has been delayed forever. P for project search, I guess. I don't know. I don't really like that. Don't really like that. Cast Shadows, new. Control Shift F I use the most. What is that? Like open the fucking file explorer? The Explorer? What the hell? You guys are just saying hotkeys now. All right, lethal attack indicator. And then what we can do is maybe we just give it a lifespan built straight into the thing. Let's do 2 seconds. All right. And then event tick. We'll do an actor. Call it attacking actor. Find lookout rotation. Start will be. Target will be this, the attacking actor. Okay. Control Shift F. It's searching for code snippets. Yeah, I'm not going to remember that. Maybe once I get into C++, I'll start remembering these hotkeys. But currently, I don't remember it. It's not going to stick in my brain. There's probably so many hotkeys that I just don't remember right now. I have to use it through like muscle memory. All of the things I do is muscle memory. All right, set actor rotation. Okay, trying to think here. Lethal attack indicator. So when an enemy is about to go and attack, how should we draw this? I'm trying to think of how we should draw this. Maybe we do it. Crazy idea. Maybe we do it through the. No, I feel like that'd be weird. We have to do it when an enemy attacks, I feel like. But we don't have a global event for when enemies attack. So we're going to have to spawn the actor on the player character ourselves. Well, this sucks. I'm going to have to. Oh, God. Actually, hold on. Let's see. Elite uses fire weapon. The problem is, I think they fire the weapon 3 times. Or do they do it? Do we have a burst fire system in here? So I don't have to accidentally spawn a bunch of things. is fail on unseen? What does that mean? Been learning about State Tree lately. Pretty cool. I've heard some good things about it. Unfortunately, I don't have access to it in UE4, but I might try to learn it for UE5 because I feel like it might be a better workflow. There's this guy on TikTok that makes the most insane mecha 3D models. What's his name? Sorry, what's his name? Boom, 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 boom. Guys, makes me want to play RuneScape. This is awful. This is awful. Okay, hold on. So we have fire weapon that we could use, and then where is the section when an enemy is going to go in for an attack? Like right before they're about to go for an attack. Maybe, you know what? Maybe we make a task for this to spawn a attack indicator. It's a bit weird, but I made my first YouTube short the other day and realized that editing is kind of boring. It's a bit of a slog. It is definitely a bit of a slog. It's not my thing, personally. It's definitely not my thing. I know there's probably some people out there that are definitely, you know, they're into it, but for me, it is a slog, which is why my videos fucking suck for the most part. Aurora Machina. They have an art station. I would assume they have an art station. I would assume this is it. It's got a bit of a Half-Life vibe to it. I clearly have seen some of their work because I liked this one. And am I following this person? No, I'm not. Okay, for a second there, the icon looked like I was following it. It's such a clean aesthetic. You know what this clean aesthetic reminds me of? It reminds me of what's that top-down shooter game? Which one am I thinking of? I can't even think of it anymore. No, not Valorant. Top-down shooter, not first-person shooter. What kind of insane PC I would need? I really don't think you would need that insane of a PC. Just enough to render and model with. And honestly, it's just get in there and make stuff. You know what I mean? Just start doing some hard surface. Just start doing some hard surface. You know what I mean? That's cool. I don't remember what game I'm thinking of. Hold on. Top-down shooter. I'm thinking of... It's really funny because I think this specific developer, like, responded to one of my videos and was like, don't make a top-down... It was in my video where I turned the game into third person, or I had a third-person mode. And they're like, don't do top-down. It's not worth it. And they were the one that made that game, which I thought was kind of funny. I can't find it. Where the fuck am I? Where is it? I swear, searching up top-down shooter, I feel like should bring it up, like right here, unless I passed by it. Have I been playing Schedule 1, 2 like everyone else? No, I don't even have. I don't even have the game. Oh, Synthetic. That's the game I was thinking of. It's got a bit of the. It looks a bit like it's got that like clean kind of vibe. The environment at least kind of had that look. Damn, they're still working on this game like me since 2021. Hell no. What software do you think he uses? It's probably in the ArtStation page. It's probably on the ArtStation page. I bet you it's Dolly? Blender and Photoshop. What is he using Dolly for? The concept, I guess? Making it animate? Oh, AI generated reference. Okay. But supposedly Blender and Photoshop. So probably rendering in Blender. I don't really understand the hype. I kind of get it, kind of don't. I kind of get it, I kind of don't. Some people have kind of broken down like some of the factors that I think gets people interested into it. But oh, people have fun with it. People have fun with it. It's objective that it's doing well. So it's just about finding what works well for it. As a game developer, you know what I mean? How did this game get so popular? So my problem is when an enemy goes into going for like a swing attack, we probably want to show this indicator a little bit before they swing. So that's why I'm thinking we might need a like task for it, an AI task to spawn this thing. I was thinking of using the token system, but there might be a slight delay when an enemy gets a token and whatnot, which probably won't be the best indicator for this. So we might want like a task for it, I think. Maybe we just do it when they attack and we'll see what happens. You know, Mark. A lot of people telling me the progression is good. That's what I've heard as well. That's one of the factors I think that kind of drives some of the interest. Zombie game soon? I have no clue what we're going to work on next after this, guys. I'm going to be honest. It could be a Pong game. Who knows? It could just be a recreation of Pong. But as a roguelite. I have no clue what we're going to work on after this. This is a mess. It's a damn mess in here. It's claustrophobic and shit. This is awful. Okay, so in theory, we'd want to spawn this actor, but we'd only want to spawn it if we actually want to spawn it. As in, if the enemy is outside of the peripheral vision of the player. Yeah. So I'm thinking we can maybe make a global function for this. It might be a good bet. Where is our function library? BP generic function library. Okay, never mind. I cannot spawn an actor in a function library. Well, maybe I can. Is there a? I got a macro library. Maybe I just make a macro for this. Let me see if I can spawn. I can spawn from a macro. Let's do this. We're gonna spawn. Spawn attack indicator. All right. This is going to be the attack indicator. We're going to need a input and an output. We're going to need, so the spawn transform, we're going to get this. So get player character, get actor, location. The rotation we don't care about because we're going to change that ourselves. This is going to be the attacking attacking actor. I mean, unique situation where I want to get a new PC, but building one's not cost effective due to the cost of GPUs. Laptops are insanely expensive. I wouldn't get a laptop for modeling, to be honest. You'd probably be paying a lot more for like less performance anyways. Have you tried opening Blender and seeing if it performs somewhat okay on your computer? If you have a current computer, desktop, of course. Spawn lethal attack indicator on the player character. We probably want to attach this to our player character. I have a shitty HP. It has 6 gigs of RAM. I'd say just try opening a Blender and see if it works. See if it works. So now we can do spawn attack indicator. Don't tell me I can't. How do I call to the actor macro library? I can't call any of the macros? Wait. Is this shit haunted? Can you not call a macro in here? No, you should be able to do it. Do you have to like hook up the macro library? I don't remember having to do that. You can call a delay from here. Okay, hold on. What? I can spawn it from here. I can spawn it from here. Why? Why can't I use a macro in a BT task? Janko? One or more copy nodes cannot be pasted into this graph. Why? All right, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to copy paste the fucking code and just place it every. That's so annoying, dude. I hate having it. This is awful. Why doesn't a macro work? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, Celsius, I'd say just try out Blender and see if you can get stuff done in it. You know what I mean? Yeah, and at least, you know, at least you get started. And then as sales go on in your area, hopefully you can buy new PC parts and slowly work your way towards making making a new PC. I usually recommend to people try to work to. Who the fuck wrote this? Why? What the fuck? Why is it wrapping there? What the hell is this shit? What I usually recommend to people is see how this looks. Try to work towards being able to yeah, see we spawn the actor right when he attacks, not before. Which I feel like is kind of shit. I would rather this be spawned like a slight moment beforehand. Maybe it'd be smarter if I don't even spawn an actor. Maybe I delete key. It seems I've popped it off the keycap. Okay. Or the key slot, whatever you call it. Yep, Scotty. One more day? Yeah, one more day, man. Yeah, totally. One more day. My new laptop has 32 gigs of RAM. It's a huge upgrade from my old one with only 8 gigs. When I did my PC upgrade, I think I put in 64 gigs of RAM. I don't remember. I think. How much RAM do I have? I've got 64 gigs of RAM. And I think I also have a ginormous NVMe. I bought a 4 terabyte, I think, M.2, and I haven't used it at all. The Giga Drive has been empty. No, Giga Drive! I love how they say 4 terabytes, but in reality, 400 of your gigabytes are completely eaten up by like fucking virtual whatever the fuck it is. I love that. False advertising. I love that. That's literally 370 gigabytes gone. That's like how much gigabytes we had 20 years ago. It's not like you're using it. That's a fair point. You got me there. That's a fair point. You kind of got me there. The Windows counts storage in GIB. Retailer sells it in gigabytes. Listen, man, it's false advertising, okay? It's just trying to, it's fucking semantics. Yeah, but the actual computer, no, motherfucker. That's some bullshit. That's some motherfucking bullshit. Don't worry, last day. This task taking us more than 2 hours. Yeah. We're so ready. We're so fucking ready. But hey, look at the list. I can almost scroll down like a few clicks and then kablamo, we're almost at the bottom. So that's pretty fucking huge. That's pretty big. Now I just got to figure out how to do this fucking thing. So I could do a distance-based system for like the grunts. But my problem is when an enemy goes in to fire their gun at you. That's a different story. How do I detect when they're going to do that? Maybe, let's just try spawning the fucking thing inside of the token manager. And let's see if it feels good, okay? Before we get too crazy with it. So we give a token to an agent. Right? We give a token to an agent. Let's try spawn indicator. Oh, great. I can't spawn the attack indicator in here either. Macro library is fucking useless. Like, what's the point? Like, actually, what's the point? Like, seriously, what is the fucking point? Okay, let's see if this looks good. See, that's kind of weird, though. Like, he's given a token. Also, I think it's spamming it, which is not great. All right. Here's the plan. We're going to make a behavior tree task, I think, for this. Not a huge fan of this, but I think this is ultimately, this is what it was going to end up dwindling into. Behavior tree task, set focus. I'm going to duplicate this. Attack indicator. So I only need just this beginning. I don't ask me why I have all this other stuff. Like, honestly, I probably didn't need it at all, but we could delete all this except for maybe the finish execute. Then let's go ahead and delete all of the unused variables. A little bit of clean, get a little clean space. How goes it? Oh, you know. Oh, you know, it's going okay, I guess. Oh, you know, I suppose it's going all right. First, we want to check a bool cvar. If we are in, no, I want to get bool cvar. First, we want to check if we're in third person, which I think it was this. Let's double check. Is there a way of opening up the find results window very quickly? I'm going to learn this right now. What's the hotkey? Someone tell me, what's the hotkey? What's find in blueprints? What's this hotkey? What's the hotkey? Control P. Not that one. That's opening an asset. I mean, finding in blueprints. Find in blueprints. Control Shift F. Oh, it's that hotkey that someone mentioned earlier. That's the one. All right, maybe I will start learning that. Control Shift F. Maybe I will start learning it. Was it Bluetooth that mentioned that hotkey? I think it was Bluetooth, right? Or I don't remember. Someone said Control Shift F, and I don't remember who it was. Oh, it's Harmless that said it. It was Harmless. It had control in it. Yeah, like every fucking hotkey has control in it. Okay, what do you want? What do you mean? Almost all hotkeys will have control in them. Okay, so we finished the execute. We get if we're in third person. So the thing is, I only want to spawn this indicator if we actually, like, if the enemy is like behind us. But for now, let's just do it. So we're gonna spawn this. The attacking actor is gonna be the owner actor. Can I get owner actor? Is it a, nope, it's not. I wonder if the owning actor even does the pawn, actually. I feel like the owner actor in this case would be getting the behavior tree or something. Well, let's see. Let's find out. So the grunt, his attack, we're going to modify this. Right before the rapid move 2, we're going to do attack indicator. I accidentally kept the text in there. It says set focus. I'm going to shorten that because it's really annoying seeing how big that is. It's quite a complex AI tree. Let's be honest. This is my, like, this is an AI that I've been working on for a while now, and I'm still not very good at it. So there's probably a lot of things I'm like not doing correctly in here, to be honest. And I wouldn't doubt it. That's probably why you shouldn't have an AI tree like this. Let's be clear. I'm probably not doing any of this correctly. It is pointing at 0, 0, 0. It is as I fucking predicted. The owner actor is actually not the pawn. We're getting the AI controller reference. How do you get the pawn from this? Pawn? Oh, controlled pawn. There we go. That should give us the correct thing. It does spawn when he's going in for an attack, which does look a bit weird. I don't want to spawn it right after the rapid move 2 though, because then it'll be too late again. So maybe we make it distance based, like it'll start appearing within a specific distance. Okay, let's change a couple things in the attack indicator. Which I closed for some reason. So this first off, and then additionally find lookout rotation. We're only going to modify the Z value. Those arrows are huge. I know, I made them a bit smaller for now. I'm going to have an actual UI indicator, like an actual mesh, but this is just what I have for now. So another big thing that's kind of important is I only want the attack indicator. I only want the attack indicator to spawn if the enemy is like outside of your vision. So we want to do multiple checks on this branch. For one, we want to make sure we're in third person. And then 2, we want to check dot product forward vector of the player character. Get the rotation plus 90 into it. It's either negative 90 or whatever. We want to do the forward vector of this, and then we want to do dot product of, I think, what was it? Forward vector, and then the facing direction. And lookout rotation of the actor location here. And then the actor location of our player character. Start would be here, target would be this. And then we do a forward vector of this. And then I guess we want to check if this is less than, I don't know, 0.3. I think I did the math right. I think I did the math right. So if we do this, he shouldn't. It shouldn't spawn. Okay, it spawned. Oh wait, not more than 0. There we go. I did the wrong thing. So if I'm facing him, it shouldn't spawn. However, if I'm facing away from him, it should spawn. Or if I'm like kind of looking away. There he went in front of me for some reason, so. See, that was a bit weird because, yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't really like it. In that instance, because he was so far away from us and we spawned the attack indicator beforehand, it looked really weird. Yeah. So the gun guys, it's okay. Whereas in this case, we need like a minimum distance to actually show it. I'll do this on event tick. Fuck it. I don't care. I will do it on event tick. I don't care. Yeah, sure, do that. If the minimum distance is equal to 0, set the actor to hidden. Oh, wait, no. False. Set it to hidden. Otherwise, set it to true. I think I was thinking of having this default turned off. Zex? Last of Us Part 2 is so good. Is it running well? I hear mixed things, but it's mostly positive or very positive on Steam, which I would argue pretty important. Oh, less than or equal to minimum distance. Um, Four gigs of VRAM, GPU on a laptop, and it's running like 40 to 50 FPS in high settings, which is good for a game with so much voltage. Yeah, that would be pretty interesting. I saw one post that someone. This is so interesting to me. There was one blood effect missing in the PC version, and people were legit like, I'm not buying the game until this gets fixed. And it was like a blood effect where, like, I guess there's either a decal. I think it, from what I remember, it has something to do with I think they actually use GPU particles for that. Or no, not GPU particles. They use the particles or like render targets for like blood that would be gushing out and like what am I thinking of? Not gushing out, but like running down their face and stuff like that. There was one blood effect missing. And people are like, yeah, I'm not buying the game until they fix this. Like, in my head, I was like, motherfucker, you were not gonna buy the game. Don't even joke. It was on Reddit, of course it was. It's so funny. I changed my game from top down to third person. It's just a mode. It's just an additional mode. That's about it. It's just an additional mode. That's all it really is. Attack indicator. Let's do minimum distance. I liked in top down with 12-year-old kids will like this. You know, it's just a different way of playing the game, which I think is always nice, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and I was able to do it relatively quickly. Obviously, I'm putting some work into it, but yeah. Much better port than the first game. Yeah, apparently the first game when it was ported over was horrendous. Okay, so let's double check. Shouldn't spawn. It's right in front of me. Okay. Then behind me. I didn't set up the minimum distance. I forgot actually. Why is he not attacking? God, I hate AI is so annoying, man. Okay, so now we just need to set up the minimum distance system. I am seeing some... I don't know why. This is returning an error. I think I must have hit a button or something. Is this the dev level? It is, yeah. I just do my development stuff in it. Every game doesn't look good in third person. This game, it looks okay in third person. I do think at the end of the day, the game does fit. The fantasy of the game fits third person the most, because you just get a wide field of view of everything around you. Which I think is one of the benefits of it, right? And being able to just shoot really quickly from forward and back, right? Very kind of the whole idea of it being like kind of John Wick style. It's definitely complemented best in top down for sure. But I just added third person as a fun little, mostly as an experiment to see. I want to see if the game will suddenly get a larger influx of players just from third person. And one of my ideas is I want to see how many YouTubers, if any YouTubers even make any videos at all, I want to see how many YouTubers play only in third person. And I want to see how that's going to work out. Have you ever thought of adding a friendly AI that attacks the other AIs? Man, doing that at this stage of the game would be horrendous. It's going to be horrendous. I don't have any friendly neutral stuff set up whatsoever. I'd have to probably change all of the code, because then you have to consider that the neutral enemy probably needs to be shot at as well. However, everything is hard-coded specifically to attack the player character. Which, you know, once I start working on multiplayer, I'm going to have to completely rewire my brain to not use those nodes anymore. But alas, for the purpose of this project, it's fine. Okay, minimum distance. So now if I give this a minimum distance of, let's say the enemy needs to be 250 units or 300 units. Actually, I think he has an attack swing. See, minimum distance to attack, 400 units. So let's say minimum distance is 400 units. The arrow should only appear at a certain distance. I'm actually going to do it a little bit more than that. Let's do 500 units. 150. That way you have 150 units of extra time. Just swap to tags in the multiplayer and it should work, right? Even if I wanted to swap the system, and it's not necessarily just tags, I'd have to change so much, and I'm not going to deal with that just for one fucking small feature that's not all that worthwhile. Okay. I think that was visible by default. If the distance of this is less than or equal to the minimum distance, or the minimum distance is equal to 0. Okay, weird. I feel like it like set it to visible when I didn't want it to. We'll spawn multiple of these for multiple enemies. Any enemy that would be attacking. So technically, yes. We'll probably have multiple of these. Yeah. I'm gonna go study rotational motion. What the hell does that even mean? What the hell is rotational motion? I don't even know what that is. Rotational motion. Interesting. Sounds like engineering stuff. Yeah, I don't know any of that stuff. I'm not smart enough for any of that. I did notice this was snapping a little bit, so I'm wondering if I should maybe add a little bit of an interpolation on this. Anywho, I think it's working, and it uses the minimum distance, which is very cool. Let's go ahead and slap another enemy in here. Let's slap 2 enemies in here, and then let's also get a merc up in here. The merc, I need to actually set up the system for. So the annoying thing is I have to put this in every single behavior tree. That is the downside of doing the task, which is what I wanted to avoid, but you know what? What can I do? I believe there was a fire weapon from cover in here. One thing I'm concerned about is I see enemy on screen. Oh, or third person. That's what I did. Is there no master AI tree? You can probably make your workflow work like that, but I didn't do that. Well, I do that for the passive and alerted states because they're reused across both types, but each one has kind of like their own thing still. The elite is there. Grunt, Merc, Priest, Bosch. Put the attack indicator in there. It's working. Does that mean V 1.0 is delayed till tomorrow? Where did this joke come from? Where did this come from? Why is it here? Why is it Among Us? Among Us. And then this one will need 550 distance. Oh, actually, their minimum distance is 550, so we'd probably want to do like 700. Something like that. Because it depends on how many AIs you have in your specific needs. The thing is having a having these systems, these behavior trees, actually kind of sucks because I believe they still run in some way they still take up a bit of performance. Like 0.01 ms per enemy per behavior, like per behavior tree, which really sucks. That's why I'm curious about state trees when I start using UE5. I would imagine state trees might be a little bit easier to work with. Butcher's Creek, which has super simple AI, but it can kill you often 1 or 2 hits. There's hardly any healing, so even though they use super simple, I still die when I make the simplest mistake. You can make the simplest AI behavior tree look really good. And I feel like it just comes through like animations and whatnot. I feel like it all comes down to like the game design. Is a fire from cover what causes enemy AI to crouch while engaged? The rare frame perfect enemy crouches leads to a projectile dodge. Feels like I'm playing CS, where the moment you decide to make a move is when the thing to make you miss occurs. I don't think it's necessarily fire from cover. I think it's just them taking cover in general. But I can see what I can do there. That's happened to me once, where I shot at a guy and then he fucking like dipped. Man dipped. I think that's all of the AI. Oh wait, no, the brute. Ah! When it does, oh boy. That sounds like a skill issue moment. I don't know. Play rush animation can be... This should probably have a minimum distance of like 450. Maybe even less. Okay. So now... Obviously, the arrows are stacking right now. That's fine. Okay, I turn off God mode and immediately just die. Well, I gotta dismiss the errors. Where's my mouse, dude? God, I fucking hate you, Unreal. Sometimes I hate you. You're a piece of shit. Well, it works. I feel like if you don't look at an enemy that's attacking you to see their attack indicator, I feel like that's on you. Unreal wants you to vibe code. Unreal wants me to fucking... Oh, wait, what? Access none trying to read property, run, save slot. Oh! It's trying to get the difficulty. We don't have a... Wait, what? Oh, we don't have a run save slot. That makes sense, because in this level... In the test level, we don't have a save slot. Okay, I guess. Will the arrow from the suit's ass be a feature? Yes, the exact same arrow. Exact same thing. Let me open up Blender real quick so we can come up with a design for this. Does my mannequin face not X forward? Okay, so picture this is us. We're going to want a cylinder, and we probably want to increase the amount of verts on it to make this look smooth. For some reason, one of my levels, Yui wants to rebuild Navmesh every single time. Classic. Classic. A classic Unreal Engine moment. Should we just do an arrow? I'm trying to think here instead of just like this whole. Okay, let's see. Let's try out a bunch of different designs here. I probably could have subdivided this. God, why does the move command, why is it so shit? I guess I could mirror this, but I'm too lazy. No, I'm not going to subdivide that. That's chaos. That might be too small, but we'll try it out and we'll see what it looks like. I should mirror this because I'm probably going to be iterating upon it quite a few times. Okay. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, let's see how this looks. Let me save this real quick. Took all of 5 minutes. Too much time. Took too long. Okay. Modeling. Don't generate any collision because we don't need it. I might have made that too small. Let's see. Maybe that's just the right size. Maybe that's just the right size. Maybe a little bit larger though. A larger arrow. And then slightly thinner, just because I think the width is a bit weird. You re-export this. And then re-import it. This error is really starting to bug me. Where's my material library? M_attack indicator. Gonna make it unlit. Opaque, that's fine. Constant 3. Make it full on red. Maybe a slight bit of pink. Yeah. And then it being unlit, we won't see that weird thickness anymore. But I am noticing, I think we're gonna see the fucking edges of this thing. No, it's not too half bad. I feel like it's good enough so you now know what's going on behind you. I wonder if this would be a cool feature to have for top-down, though. I wonder if players would want that indicator. I might have to just put a setting in no matter what. Let's do some additional stuff here to add a bit of urgency. Might have to plus this. Plus 1. Divide by 2. I'm going to do plus 1.5 though. Plus 2. Okay. Here's another thing I want. I want it technically to fade in, but here's the problem with that. Okay, maybe we do a mask material. I want it to animate when we first open it up. To do that though, spawn time. Let's do a constant. Then we'll do convert to a parameter and then spawn time. And then we'll turn this to a custom primitive data. And then we get time. If time is higher, we do spawn time plus 0.5. This is me fucking just randomly. I want to see plus 2. Let's say the time is 4,500. 2 divided by 4,500. Trying to think here about how we can do this. Dude, I feel like the math is on the tip of my tongue, the tip of my brain. I think we want to take the spawn time and minus the time from it. So then that way we have seconds since spawn. And then if we have 2, let's say it's 2 seconds since spawn, but we want it to interpolate from 0 to 2 during that time. Would we divide it by 2? Yes. This minus time, divide it by 2, saturate it, and then dither it. I don't know if this is going to work. No idea. I'm gonna be no idea. So then from here, when we spawn this, we want to give it the game time, which I imagine shaders use the same thing. I would imagine it uses the game time. So get the game time in seconds. Or wait, get game time since creation? No, get game time in seconds. And then we want to set custom primitive data float. The game time. And then I think we have to add it here. I don't remember if that's true or not, but. And then let's see if that looks good. I think divide by 2 might be a bit too much, guys. I'm going to be honest. Because by the time this appears on screen, it probably won't even work. Let's try divide by 1. God, I hate that error, man. Okay, hold on. If it's not valid, just bring out a difficulty of 0. Okay, just do the damn thing. Okay. Jeez, I have to see one more error. I'm gonna go crazy. Am I doing this right? We take the spawn time minus time. Wait, no, we do the time minus spawn time. Rips. Oopsies. I believe that was the problem. They don't fade out, however, which kind of sucks. I wish they did. That'd be kind of cool if they did. Can't you read lifespan? Oh. I swear you were able to read lifespan in this thing. I guess I could send the lifespan to the thing to fade out. But is this effect even worthwhile? Let's ponder the question. Is it even a worthwhile effect right now? I guess it's kind of cool. Normalized age, or is that Niagara? That might be a Niagara thing. Which, you know, on that subject, I probably could make this attack indicator a Niagara effect rather than a blueprint, to be honest. Let's make it spawn faster. So I guess we, what, divided by 0.5, I suppose? I don't know if that's going to work properly, but let's find out. No, it's not a Niagara effect. It's literally just a mesh. It's kind of cool how it fades in. It's just, it doesn't fade out. I wouldn't mind it fading out. Did I make opacity as a parameter? The opacity, I made it masked, added dither temporal. I'm basically just reading the time and the spawn time, and then making kind of a fade-in animation from that. So you can imagine if we're at like game time 60 seconds, and the spawn time was at like 59 seconds, we subtract that. That gives us the time since we did it, 1 second. We divide that by 0.5, and then yeah. So if this was 2 seconds, or divide by 2, we would, I guess the math would be, it would take 2 seconds to go from 0 to 1 opacity. In this case, it's 0.5, so it takes 0.5 seconds to get from 0 to 1. And then we just saturate it so it doesn't destroy everything. So it doesn't like go over the value or under it. Why not the distance from the enemy? We already have distance from the enemy. That being said, I am noticing one error here. Which is that we do use distance, however, it's not doing the animation properly. Now that I think about it. This would go here. However, we'd want to set the game time in here for the animation. Let's see if I fix that. But yeah, we do have a thing for distance. It looks kind of interesting because it fits some of our the way that we design some of the stuff, rather than it being full-on transparency. Because transparency would be a bit expensive. So I'm using masked. I do use this for a few effects in the game as well, like smoke. I make it masked. It gives it a little bit of like a comic book effect. Something I'm noticing though is it working all the time? Is there a specific direction when we're looking that these are not spawning? Right here. You guys notice this? Or maybe someone just wasn't attacking? Which is probable. I do want their lifetime to be based on when they're going to fire. However, I don't really have... I think it's fine. One thing that sucks is when you're in this view, it's kind of hard to see the arrow. Well, kind of. I might spawn it or attach it slightly below the waist. I think that might be a good idea. So what I might do is I'll take the spawn location. I'll do plus negative 15 units. Might be a bit too much. As a decal is another option. I just went with a 3D mesh because I felt like it would look kind of cool. And decal has the caveat that you might not like see it, I guess. I think 12 units is a bit too low. It looks a little weird being below the waist, but let's do -8. But it does make it easier to see when you're looking forward. I gotta fix that one issue with the enemies and their character movement component tick rate, because they do teleport on screen sometimes. Yeah, I think it's cool. It works. Wait. I think I was facing them and it still spawned. Maybe it was just a random moment. See, I think that worked well there. Okay, cool. Is the collision turned off? On these meshes, yes. What, did it play the explosion sound multiple times because it hit multiple enemies? Hold on, I just noticed something. Oh. 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 Let's do something really stupid. Technically, I should only be doing this once, but I'm gonna do it like this. That doesn't make any sense. Why it's playing multiple times. I actually don't know why that's happening. We probably want the entire thing to be in a do once, actually, because it does a sphere overlap. It's kind of suspicious why it would be. Okay, now it's fine. Weird. Very odd. Alright, well, attack indicator, done. Another thing I did notice, though, while testing that, what was it? Oh, yeah. Change up how tick interval rate for character CMC on enemy works. Okay. We have to change that. That's kind of important. Great. Finish a task and then add one more. It's like that one fantasy monster where you cut off one head and then it spawns two. Which one is that? Like the snake, the Hydra. That's what it was. I was about to say Chimera for some reason, but that's not the one. Shotgun, when holstered, stays in the hand socket. Okay, so I did notice that was a problem. Some reason. Must have been when I was changing some stuff with the weapon holster that I know I did. Let me see if I can find that code again. Here it is. If the weapon anim style is equal to the deagle or the akimbo deagle, what? Doesn't make any sense. Okay, hold on. Let's add a breakpoint here. False. Attach the holstered secondary to the mesh, which is left holster grip. Okay, it is attaching it. You know what the problem is? This is actually not in here. The problem's not here. The problem is, I think, in our animation blueprint. So let's go anim BP, third person. I believe this has to do with the hand IK. Oh, it's this. Okay. L-hand mid grip, L-hand grip. Or nor. I'm sure that's going to go well. Okay, but I need to set my weapon to the deagle because this is stuff related to the deagle. Ah! Is not equal. I don't know how to. I don't know how to fix this. Actually, I think I do. We can hard code it. Because I can. If it equals deagle or akimbo deagle, I'm going to hard code it because I can, because this is the only primary weapon we have. Yes, let's go. Making ugly code. Day, I don't know, day 1000 something, probably. Because it's been 4 years. How many days is 4 years, guys? It's like the 1,300. It's like 1,300, something like that. 4 years. We are equal to deagle or akimbo deagle. So we want the deagle to always one hand, but then once we're akimbo deagle, we're basically one hand. I don't know. Whatever. Let's try this. Should one hand true? I wonder if we set this to true if it's going to break anything. Okay. But then let's use our ultimate. Yeah, it looks fine to me. Looks alright. Does it project a shadow? What does? The deagle? Yeah. Oh, the indicator? No, I turned off the shadow on the indicator. I am going to have to make a setting for the indicator, though. Make setting to turn off / on the indicator. Lethal indicator. Yeah, we'll need a setting for that. Which luckily that'll just be a CVAR, and then we just blah blah blah. All is good. All is good. Cool. Let's I guess we can do a little bit of testing. No, we shouldn't waste time. Let's get on to the next thing. Let's get on to let's move on to the next thing. This is fixed. The end emission happens too quickly after the explosion in Rush B. So when this goes off, it calls end chapter. Immediately. Let's do a delay because we want to check if the player is still alive. Actually, we should probably check if the player is still alive from here. So we'll do a delay of 2 seconds. My only worry is that we call end chapter reference. Does the end chapter check if the player is alive? Not dead. Okay. So I think 2 seconds is a good enough time. To make sure that the player didn't explode with it. Good, done. The values for the achievements don't reset going from mission to mission. So that was something I noticed, which is not very good. Is I could play one mission, get like 25 kills, and then I could play another mission, get another 25 kills, and then I'd complete an achievement that technically asked for 50 kills in one mission. Not good. So that would be in our game instance. I believe that would be called wait, why did that happen? I'm actually kind of confused. Why did that happen? Because it uses session stats, and I'm pretty sure session stats are supposed to reset from level to level. Oh, these values. Reset session stats. Okay, where's it happening? We have to be resetting the session stats somewhere. Reset session values. Ah, we don't reset those things. That would probably explain it. Kill, no dodge streak, kill, no damage streak, kill 1 second streak. Kill streak, no mistakes. And then perfect dodge streak, we probably also want to reset. That might have been it. I don't remember which achievement I actually unlocked. I swear I had something to do with the session stats, but I'm not sure. And then when do I call this? In the end chapter screen, we reset session values. When does the indicator go away? After like 3 seconds. The only thing I don't like about the indicator right now is it doesn't have a fade out. It just deletes itself. So I might try to put that in the shader to disappear after a certain duration. I also think sometimes it disappears a little too quickly. So hold on, let me actually fix that. This should be fixed. I'm going to make it so we increase the lifespan. How long this actor lives before dying, 0 equals forever. Note that this is the initial value, should not be modified once play has begun. I believe I can change that. If I set the lifespan from here, is it going to reset the value? I want to say this will reset it. By default, we have 3. We'll set this to 2. Technically, I want it to be like 2 seconds, but I think 3 is a bit long, I feel like. But we'll reset it when Amelia attack comes in. I think that's okay. Okay. Yeah, I would like to do a fade out for it, but that's like a nice to have, not like a necessity right now. That should be fixed. It should reset those session values. I don't know which achievements I accidentally got. Get 5 kills in 1 second. I think it was this one. Eliminate 50 enemies in a mission without taking damage. I think that was one of the variables that I just put in. I think that was one of the variables. We should be good. Mouse aim assist or aim assist in general misses on enemies strafing / moving around quickly. I don't know how to fix that one. So, I haven't seen anyone complain about it. So let's just assume it doesn't exist. Let's just assume the problem does not exist. Yeah. Yeah. Now, this throwing enemy off an edge, that's not really it's a bug, but it's also, that's going to be a pretty big thing that we'd have to fix. Like this, we probably want like an animation of like the enemy like falling over, you know, and whatnot. That might take a bit more work. Yeah. If I can get to that. We might end up working a little bit more on the game after release. It's possible. I shouldn't though. I shan't. I should move forward. Should move forward and just not look back. All right, how are we looking here? So we added the indicator. We need a turn on and off button for it. I guess I'll get to that right now. I guess I'll do that right now. I should, just to get it over with. This is now a live service game. Gamers, when they say they hate live service, also gamers, hey, why does this game not had updates for 6 months? Man, I really wish I knew where this fucking thing was. Third person lethal indicator. Game.uevr. We're going to do 3pp lethal indicator. VPP lethal indicator. And then I have to create the CVAR for that. Wait, what do you mean begin play? I swear I had a section for third person CVARs. Where did I put that? Oh, right here. Game fully releases and has no cosmetics or in-game shop. No plans for future updates. Steam reviewers complain about the devs abandoning the game and not making more content. It's just such a funny. It's such a funny dynamic. Such a funny double standard, I guess, or not even double standard. It's just, I don't know what the word would be. It's just such a funny thing. I hate live service, but I also hate when the game doesn't get any updates. Make up your damn mind. Oh, it's supposed to be all caps. Whoopsies. On by default. I just noticed that has a comment attached to it or a tooltip attached to it. What is this error I'm getting? Please ensure the CVAR is registered correctly. Game cursor to world aim. Oh, fuck. Why is cursor to world aim being read here? You forgot those who complain about every simple update that changes a control 2 pixels sideways? This problem didn't affect me. What the hell, man? Why doesn't the update fucking do things for me? Game has a cosmetic only shop that one can get currency by just playing to fund future development. They complain that microtransactions ruin games and they'll boycott it. Listen, I love my job, but at the same time, I will admit, or I will say, I do think out of every industry you could work for, I do think gamers are probably the biggest complainers, probably ever. I feel like. Retail? I guess retail too. No, but I feel like gamers are even more just annoying. Well, that's not true. Retail's pretty annoying from what I've heard from stories. I haven't worked in retail myself, so I wouldn't know, but the stories make me sound like I'd probably be in prison right now doing like 3 months for punching like someone's nose in retail if I worked in retail. if I worked in retail, let me tell you, I definitely would have probably punched someone. Some of the shit I hear, I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Listen, there comes a point in time where the customer is right is no longer right. You know what I mean? That shit ain't right no more. I was a manager at an arts and crafts store, and what a nightmare. That sounds like it. Yeah. Arts and crafts? You would think that like people wouldn't be like a dick in a place like that, but I guess not. I guess it don't matter. So I noticed we only calculate it. We only calculate when this should be spawned before they attack. If we're looking at them and they're going in for an attack and then we look away, it doesn't appear. Skill issue. Eep. Skill issue. So now we should no longer see any lethal indicator at all. Like that bat guy should swing at us. All right, perfect. Wasn't the saying the customer is right in taste? No, I think the saying was literally like the customer is always right. I feel like. I don't know why that's a saying in any company. Like, dude, if someone's being an asshole, I feel like they wouldn't go back to your... No, that's not true. Maybe they would go back to your establishment, even if they were an asshole. Humans are such an interesting thing. Humans are kind of weird. This shit don't make any sense. Alright, well, now we have a setting for the people that want to make the game harder for themselves, I guess. So there we go. Nice. Let's delete these tasks. I'm not even putting it on the patch notes because it's a part of third person and nobody would even know that's there. So whatever, who cares? All right, the list is still pretty big. Still pretty big. Customer is always right. I think I was meant to relate to supply and demand and driving innovation, not their idea on how they should be treated when they act a fool. I actually think if that were the case, I would actually say the innovation part is actually incorrect. Because a lot of the times, people that buy a game, at least in gaming, it ends up being games that I feel like do things that the players necessarily, like, don't necessarily ask for, I guess. You know what I mean? I feel like it ends up being that case where it's like, some things a player says could be true, but I feel like through innovation, I feel like it's just through the process of just designers or engineers just coming up with solutions or ideas that aren't necessarily from the general public. Sometimes, not entirely, not all the way, not all the time. Dev Ultra Kill said if the players were designing the game, it would suck. Yeah, probably. You got a lot of players out there that have very subjective and very personalized opinions on things, but then the thing is, some of the ideas that players have, like, if they actually implemented that, it would probably just not be great. And then they'd be like, you know what? Maybe my idea kind of fucking sucked. You know, maybe my idea kind of just blew. Maybe it was just it was just a bad idea. Said no player ever because they've never admitted to that. I don't think I've ever heard a player admit that their idea was not good because I don't think that ever happened. Ever. I don't know. Yeah. Legalize store employees beating customers. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe my zombie game will... It'll either... I feel like the zombie game will either go one of two directions. Either it'll blow up or it'll do fucking horrendously. I think the repo devs post videos on all the players' ideas, and when one is bad, they talk about how it make the game worse. Because at the end of the day, if the game is really good already, chances are the devs probably know the identity of the game and what would make it worse and what would make it better, because they work on it so fucking much. Yeah. Game devs a lot of the time, especially solo devs or small teams like Repo, basically they like swim in their game. Like they basically just live in it. They live in the project, so they probably know the ins and outs of everything, what would make it bad, what would make it better potentially. Like third person for this game. It doesn't necessarily make it better or worse. It just adds a different avenue for players to play it and enjoy it. It doesn't affect the top down. You can play both views. It's kind of just a little idea. But I would still argue that top down is the best way to play this game because it fits the fantasy of it. Because I just know to a degree what would make the game, I guess, what plays well, I guess, with it. Albeit there are still many things to learn. Even after 4 years, there are still many things that I still have to learn about my own game. I think it's kind of an interesting learning experience. Where are we at? Okay. It's really funny. This task can be completed by finishing this level, and then I'll know how to finish this one. Overall in-game score system changes. All right, past me. What the fuck did you mean by that? Okay, help me out here. What did you mean by overall in-game score? What did that mean? I don't know. Ah! All right, at least we're dwindling the list. Need to put like time spans on when you did these. Damn you, March Me. March Me had an idea. April Me doesn't know what it is. Change up how the tick interval rate for the CMC on enemy works. So we have to change up how this works in third person. Yes. March really said, this one's going to throw him for a loop. Let's give him a puzzle. Hey, let's give future me a puzzle. When he sets himself a unrealistic expectation due date, I'm sure that'll really rustle his jimmies. It'll be great. Oh, but dude, I'm fucking staring at suit customization. And, wowee. I could work on this, the user interface improvements, UI when unlocking things. I don't know what to do there though. Like I don't know how to make that. I have an idea in my head, but I don't know if it's the best way of doing it. Uh If new cosmetics is in there already, thinking about money. No, the cosmetics are all in-game challenges. You earn all of the cosmetics through in-game challenges. None of it is real money. So whenever you complete challenges, you will unlock you'll unlock stuff in here. We have to give these all icons. I can't wait to have to fucking put textures for all this shit. Wait, is this unlocked? I thought this was behind a Steam achievement. I thought this was... Wait, is that working? Wait, hold on. Hold on. Locked test requires Deagle. Oh, well, that works. That works, which is good. But that doesn't help me with the... I need to test the Steam achievements. I'm sure this works fine, I'm sure this works fine. I'm sure this works fine. Let's just... I'm sure it works just fine. I don't know if I can read my Steam achievement information. Unlock tags. I'm going to figure that out. Milo? I feel like I've seen this. It sounds very familiar, the name. Yeah, I saw I think I saw this project on Reddit or something. Yeah, pretty sure I did. Reddit or Twitter or something. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Man, we have so much work we need to do on the character customization, though. We need 15 hairstyles. How many do we have right now? One, I guess a bald is a hairstyle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. We have 9. Now, do we want 15 more on top of the 9, or do we want like 15 as in like 15? Let's do 9 out of 15 completed. And then we want 15 accessories, supposedly. We have 5. We have 5 out of 15. We do have shades. That's done. Remove that. I love the small red glasses. It's got style. It's got some style to it. Little details on your head that you're probably never going to see ever in the game. So we have 5 out of 15 accessories. We need hat and glove types. Okay, and then we need 10 upper body suits. I don't like the number 10 because 3, 6, 9, yeah. So let's try to aim for 12. Yeah. How about 7? Like, I could always just make a few and then add more. But we'll see. Maybe 9. Maybe we do 9 to start with. Just like just because I like having an even number of options. Need a custom tooltip system so it works on gamepad. Yeah, that's really fucking annoying. I think that's when we have something that's locked. It does make things a bit complicated. Yeah, it does make things quite complicated. We also need one more eyebrow option, just because it's really annoying having this empty slot here. It's driving me fucking crazy seeing that. All right, I'm gonna go get some food, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna probably do a lot more work today. I want to see if I can get these things done here, and then I need to get started on blocking this out, man. So then that way we can finish this. And then got to figure out what I'm going to do for this. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Yep. Yep. Don't know how I'm going to do it yet. We'll figure it out. My only issue with unlocking things is text. Localization text, man. Oh. Yeah, it takes money. Effort, no problem. Money, ouchie. Yeah, it costs quite a bit to localize stuff. Anywho. Have a good one. Take it easy. Have a great weekend. I might be on tomorrow, probably. Maybe. Depends on what I'm doing. So I'll see you then. Otherwise, Monday. So yeah, goodbye. Take it easy.